the greatest one-day sporting event in all of the world. The Hawaiian Ironman World Championship started in 1978 on Oahu. Then it started with 15 athletes. It outgrew the island of Oahu and grew to the Big Island. Now they have 1,850 athletes from all around the world. This is 2.4 miles of swimming, 112 miles of biking and 26.2 miles of running, and the world's very best only qualify for this. 1,850 athletes, 1,600 of those athletes do qualify as the fastest athletes in the world. 200 others are coming by way of lottery. The Ford Ironman World Championship, the greatest one-day sporting event in the world. The crystal blue waters of the Pacific Ocean is waiting for the 2010 Ford Ironman World Championship to get underway, and we are very excited for it. The IronmanLIVE ramp-up show has been brought to you by Ford. Drive One. Joining me in commentary all weekend is going to be Lisa Bentley. Lisa, we've missed you over the last couple of races. We really haven't. I think I'm having a moment.
And I missed you guys. I was away at Super Ironman Canada and then at Super Muskoka 70.3, but I was sending you guys updates from those races just so I could still be involved. But I'm so glad to be here on the Big Island and be at the big show, the World Championships.
Yes, absolutely. Third place for Lisa in this race before, so very accredited staff this weekend. Well, maybe we'll talk about being chicked a little bit later on, but anyway, Matt Lieto, he's our other co-host for the weekend. Matt, welcome to the show, mate.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm excited to be on this side of the camera this year, not having to race and watch the race from this perspective. Should be fun.
Yep. That's right. Okay, during the week, always kicking off the start of the week on Tuesday is the Parade of Nations. Absolutely fantastic to see thousands of people out there lining the streets, cheering on and watching all these athletes as they line up and do their little walk through town.
There you go, guys. Trainers and international Masonic.
For us in the lobby of the King Kamehameha Hotel.
Helping support, but also the encouragement. And that really is when you know the rest. I'm going to great big hand for our friends from Austria this day. But I do want to give props to them. Austria!
Well, what a great way to finish off a day. That's my favourite sport, stand-up paddling, of course. So we're going to go over to our pro picks now. And Lisa, what do you got for us in the way of the women's?
Well, the women's race, I mean, the talk of the town is CHRISSIE Wellington. She's in unbelievable shape. The three-time defending world champion. She broke the world record last year. Unbelievable athlete. She's in better shape than last year, and she was pretty darn awesome at that time. But we have to think about the conditions, and the conditions call for very calm winds, which means that the runners could really be chasing after her.
Girls that may not have featured in previous years might pop up and give us all a swim, bike and run for our money. So you can't take anything for granted.
That said, with the runners chasing after her, they can't spot her too much, and that brings to mind MIRINDA CARFRAE. MIRINDA CARFRAE, with an outstanding marathon last year, broke the course record, 2:56, unbelievable, but she gave up 20 minutes on the bike to CHRISSIE Wellington, and that just can't happen. And certainly Mirinda has worked on her biking, so we'll see what she has to offer up against CHRISSIE Wellington.
To be honest, I didn't ride as hard as I could have last year. I was really trying to pace myself and just make sure I got to the finish line.
The big talk is Julie Dibbins, of course, making her Ironman debut here, and we are excited to see what she has to offer us. We do expect her to lead out of the swim, and we expect her to lead off the bike, which is something that's new here. CHRISSIE Wellington has always led off the bike. Is that going to rattle her? CHRISSIE's ironclad, so I'm not sure that it's going to rattle her, but it's going to offer an exciting dimension. So to have Julie Dibbins leading off the bike changes the whole atmosphere in this event, and that's what's going to be exciting. Julie will probably struggle a bit on the run, but she's worked on her run. She's a professional athlete, so don't expect her to give it up. So expect an exciting race at the front.
So the fact that I'm here and I'm healthy and things have gone smoothly, you know, I couldn't have really asked for a better preparation than this.
I really like Virginia Bersatugi. She was 3rd here last year. She was 6th the year before. But what I like is that when she was 6th place, she ran a 3:03 marathon. When she was 3rd place, she biked 5:01. Put those together, and we have an unbelievable race at the front. And of course, there's all the other women in this race. We've got Lindsay Corbin, we've got Sam McGlone, Rebecca Keat, all in their own right have put together unbelievable races, Ironman victories, and they're all going to be there in the mix. Hawaii Ironman is a special event. You put the heat, you put the pressure, you put the wind out there. Anything can happen on race day, which is why we have to have the race.
That's right, and Teresa Marcel and Sandra Vollenhorst, Yvonne Van Vlerk, and the list goes on and on, Catriona Morrison and Erica Chomore. I mean, it's just a stacked race this year. So over to our men's race, Matt. What do you got for us, bud?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fast year this year. As Lisa was saying, the conditions are looking to be pretty favorable for more of the runners if there's no wind on the bike. But I think the guys are going to continue to push that pace on the bike regardless. My picks, in no particular order, of course, start off with Chris Lieto, my big brother. He had a great race last year, was 2nd place. People didn't really expect him to be there necessarily, but he put his effort in on the bike and hung in pretty long. I think he was 23 miles on the run, still in the lead. People wonder if he's got the running legs to win this race. I know from experience that he's upped his game. He ran sub 115 twice this year in half Ironmans, 70.3 races, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't run under 255 this year. So I think he has a great chance of taking the victory.
You finish 2nd, especially when you're going for that win, and you feel like you have the chance to do it, and you're leading the whole day, and you get past at the end to finish. It's just a unique experience to be in.
Also, we've got Andreas Reillert. He's kind of the guy we all expect to push the pace this year on the bike as well. In Frankfurt, he won that race pretty handily with a 420 bike split. We didn't know he was capable of doing a ride like that, so I think he could be pretty close to the front of the field coming off the bike, and we know that guy can run real fast.
If everything comes together and if you have a little bit of luck, then everything is possible.
Also, kind of a dark horse. People haven't been giving Timo Brock, I think, the respect he deserves. That guy has had top 10 performances pretty consistently here in Hawaii, and if he gets off in that first swim group, he can really be a force to be reckoned with. He's always been a few minutes back and does the ride by himself while the other athletes are able to sit in a group a little bit. He can run through the field if he's close to that main group off the bike.
I think I need a balanced race at Saturday. I don't need a very good swim or a very good bike ride or a very good run. I need a good rhythm.
Obviously, Craig Alexander is the favorite to win this race. He's got the experience. He knows how to work the bike hard and run through the field at the end. But we can't forget guys like Dirk Bockel, Rasmus Henning. Last year, his first year here, he was 5th place with a broken hand. Wasn't able to train how he wanted to the last 2 weeks. So it's a good race this year. I think it's going to be interesting what happens out on that men's race.
And don't forget about Andy Potts, the American, as well. He's in great shape, coming in with a win this year at the Ford Ironman Coeur d'Alene, and also just a couple other guys, Marino Van Hoenacker and Aneko Janos. It would be remiss of us to not mention those guys' names. Okay, so that's it for the big race, but I tell you what, the other age groupers out there may be 1,700 of those, but the future age groupers, for more on that, Mike Riley.
This is the Kids Splash and Dash. We bring out as many local kids and kids of the athletes who are here doing the race on Saturday. And there's 2 little courses, like 7 and under, do a little short sprint with about probably an 800-meter run. And then the big kids do a swim a little longer, and then they actually run about a half mile to 3/4 of a mile.
Triathletes coming up the tube. How can we complain? Look at them go. Attaboy, don't look behind you, look ahead of you. Finish it off. Attaboy, nice kick.
So let's talk about some of the statistics now. We've got over 1,850 athletes in the race. 1,600 or just over 1,600 of those have qualified as the fastest athletes in the race from all the global Ironman qualification races. Also, we've got about 120 professional athletes, just over 75 of those being men, and the other part being our women races. We've also got CAF Challenged Athlete Foundation races, about half a dozen of those. We have a couple of media slots, and you'll have to wait until the NBC show to see all of those guys, and also some of our Executive Challenge. Just over 200 lottery spots, international and domestic as well. And the big one for me, the greatest statistic of all, is we have 9 returning world champions. We have 2 of those in the form of Gordon Haller, the very first Ironman world champion, and Scott Molina, the 1988 champion, and we have 7 returning champions that are actually racing pro. Well, the women are going really fast these days. As a matter of fact, CHRISSIE Wellington broke the world record this year when she went 8:19 in Roth in Germany, and now she's talking about chicking the men. And I know somebody who's been chicked. Matt Lieto. Now,
thanks for bringing it up, Greg.
It's not a very nice introduction, but let's just talk a little bit about being chicked by CHRISSIE Wellington. Not just once, but twice.
I was hoping we could get by it. Unfortunately, the years I decided to come to World Champs is when CHRISSIE was making her breakthrough. But yeah, she's an amazing athlete, and you've got to be superhuman as a male athlete to get past her. And last year when she passed me at, I think, mile 6 of the run, I was on pace for my 8:50. It didn't end up that way for me, but she went by at a much quicker pace than she ended up. So I think this year is going to be a lot harder for those top 20 guys to keep from CHRISSIE.
And now that the gap is 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and a few guys are looking over their shoulder and scared that they might get chicked, not only by me, but by, you know, some of the other women. And yeah, like I said, it's great to be a part of that growth and that development of women in sport.
Yeah, so it's pretty hard keeping up with CHRISSIE Wellington. She runs at 2:59, and ladies and gentlemen, she was 23rd overall last year. Okay, the undies run. What a great thing this is, and I was actually down there checking it out for more than one reason, and it was lovely to look at, of course, and somebody else who was down there enjoying it was a competitor in the form of Lisa Bentley wearing, what were you wearing?
Well, you know, I went with the SpongeBob theme this year. I've actually never done the underwear run before, but I thought, you know, as part of my role at IronmanLIVE, it was necessary for me to be in there. So I was wearing a little SpongeBob on the bottom and a little neon top upstairs, and of course my neon shoes, and it was great to be part of it. It's an incredible atmosphere. It's its own event, really, and all the money goes to charity, so you can't find a better reason to run around town in your underwear.
What we've got is probably the reason everyone's here in Kona in October. It's I think we're at the 15th annual Kona Underpants Run.
Watch the race, sweep to and fro, the smell of fresh flowers in the air. The beach fire is still aglow, so dance your way over here. Oceans and rhythm and sunny, I can see your light shake, shake. We're at the round, watch me do the shake, shake, do the shake, shake. I'll close my eyes and make a wish. We'll dance the night away. Motions and rhythm and you. I love to see your light shake, shake. We're at the luau. What do we do? Do the hula shake, shake. Do the hula shake, shake.
Ooh, dead. Okay, it was lovely. It was great. That underpants front, absolutely love it. Okay, IronmanLIVE.com and Ironman.com. That's where you want to be this weekend for all the enhanced features that you're going to be seeing for the very first time here. We've got lots of action coming your way as well. So at 5 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, that's 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. on the East Coast, Matt Lieto to my left is going to be our age group correspondent this weekend. On the right-hand side, we've got our pro analyst, Miss Lisa Bentley. She's a 12-time Ironman champion. She's unreal. And he's been checked. And, and then that's our Ford ramp-up show. This show has been brought to you by Ford Drive 1. Ironman Live, bringing the Ironman experience to you. See you tomorrow, everyone.